What's going on, guys? I just got the truck back. Sorry, forgot to get that on video again. I know. But just got the truck back. We are going to install the PCM and, well, that's really close. We're gonna install the PCM and the tuner again. They didn't find anything wrong with the truck. They say it's common on the cold starts because of the hydraulic lifters and all that. Most of the stuff they told me I already knew, but I just wanted to take it in just to be sure. But I also probably will not be going back to that dealer. They communication is not very good, so they would tell me things and wouldn't do it. But we have her back now. We're gonna install. It's a little dark in here. We're gonna install the PCM for y'all and the tuner along with it. So stay tuned and let's get this done. Alright guys, so the first step you want to do is you're going to need a ratchet and a tin. And then what I like to do is I like to get a rag, any type of rag, any type of cloth, anything that you can set in between the post and the actual connection. You just take this off. This is always the first step you want to do, messing with anything electrical. Sorry, it's recording with one hand and doing the other work. But anything electrical, always want to disconnect the negative. And you set that there so it has no chance of touching the negative and getting power. You don't want to, especially with the PCM, you don't want to have that connect back with the PCM unplugged. Something serious could really happen, and that would be some trouble. But this right here is the PCM. It is right here behind the air box. What you will do is there's a bolt here, and let's see if I can. Well, there's one right there also, and then there's one down there on the bottom corner that you cannot see, but it is down there. And you'll have to take those three off in order to actually take the PCM off. And the way I found to make it easier is you actually unplug this connector and the other connector with it first before you even take the PCM off. So there's actually a, let's see, there's little clips above the red lever. You'll pull it all the way up like that to where it doesn't go no more. Push that little red lever in. I mean the lever on top of the little button on top of the lever, and that will allow the red lever to come up. And then you just wiggle it off, and it should come straight off. So you're gonna repeat the process on that connector, and then from there you'll take off the PCM. Alright, so we got all three bolts out. There's one right there, and that one down there that you couldn't see earlier, which is right. Let's see if I can get my finger in there to show y'all. Oh, I can't, but it is right there on the bottom lower left. And then there's the third one right there. And these, they're color coordinated, so you can't really, mess them up whenever you go to plug them back in. They're gray and then like a cream color, and then gray and then cream color. Whenever you take it out, you just pull it back, up and out like that. This is the stock one, And let's go ahead and get the unlocked one. And the reason you, I'm pretty sure y'all know if y'all are looking up this video, but the reason you the reason you buy the tuner with the PCM, with another PCM, is because from factory, the stock PCMs are locked. So you cannot do anything tuning wise to these trucks. So these PCMs that you get are actually unlocked, and it allows you to hook the tuner up, download your stock tune, upload the tune. You can even, I'm doing the canned tunes for right now, which are the tunes that come on the tuner whenever you buy it. But doing this allows you to upload those tunes along with actually going to get your vehicle dyno tuned. And with the stuff that I'm wanting to do with this truck, I need this. So I've probably mentioned it before, but I am planning on my next one after installing this and saving up some money. I'm actually wanting to get long tubes from Cook's with a catted mid pipe, and then I'm gonna leave the rest of the exhaust the same, which is, you know, the deleted muffler as I showed y'all in my first video. And then after the headers, you know, I'll probably do some stuff here and there, but performance wise, I want to do a Pro Charger is the next step. And I was going to cam the truck, but if anybody else has looked into it, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what people have told me, they for a bigger cam, they actually don't make a torque converter for the 8-speed transmission on these trucks. So I can't get a bigger torque converter. I can't get a bigger torque converter or a bigger cam, because you run a bigger cam, there's not enough vacuum within the engine to make it shift right, and it'll actually tear up that torque converter. So without a higher stall torque converter, you can't get a bigger cam. You can get a performance cam with the stock, or with a little bit bigger than stock ratios and all that, but I don't want that. I want an actual lope whenever I get a cam along with the performance. So I can't do that right now. There's Circle D is actually making one. From what I was told, they're making one. It's in the making, but it's going to be about a year. So I could spend all that money, get the cam, get it installed. Whether I do it myself or not, I wouldn't be able to drive the truck because of the torque converter issue. But we're going to hold off on that for right now. We're going to install the tuner, do the long tubes later, do the Pro Charger later, do some other engine modifications that I can do that doesn't make me have to get a different torque converter. Probably port and polish heads and just simple stuff like that, different intake. And y'all, I hope y'all are there for that journey that I'm going to be taking this truck on. So let's reinstall the PCM, the unlocked PCM, of course. You don't want to reinstall your stock one, because then you want to be able to do nothing. But let's install the unlocked PCM. Of course, it just goes back the same way you took it out. And let's see what happens. Alright, we got it installed. Now all we got to do is push these down. Push them down till you hear them click in. It's not a very loud click, but you will hear it. Same thing with this one. Push it down. It'll click. Make sure it's secured. We'll come back over here to the battery. We'll move this out the way. Make sure it's tight. Don't want to be driving down the road and turns off on you out of nowhere. If you do this and it turns off on you out of nowhere, this is most likely why. And I believe I am going the wrong way. I was. So you want to make sure you tighten the battery and not loosen it. On these, you don't want to go insanely tight, just because the actual post, they're not very strong. I believe they're like lead or something, or aluminum. I'm not very sure, but they are not very, very strong. So we got that in. Alright, so we're gonna try to start it. So what this says is, you know, every step I just did. And then what you're going to do is turn the ignition to the run position. Press the start button twice without hitting the brake. You know, that's how you put it to the run position. So if you have a push button start, if not, you just turn the key to the run position. But you'll go 1, 2, that's run. Everything's working properly so far. And then it says the key should be in the lock position, and I got a service airbag system. Gonna have to see what that's about. Let's see what's going on. Let's look at the messages. Those are common because I went LED on the system, on the light system. So let's go to messages, service airbag. Let's see, brake light out, that's common. License plate out, that's common. That's common. So this one, what we'll probably have to do is just go in, look, see what it is, and erase it. So turn it off. Let's see what happens. She runs. So everything's looking good. I don't know about that. Radio's locked. Still says service airbag. Service electronic braking. Everything else is working normal. But I don't know. Let's find out and see what this is. Alright guys, so the radio's still locked, and I am still getting the airbag light and the electric brake control system. So I'm going to call Diablo Sport on Monday whenever they open back up, because they're not open on the weekends. But I'm gonna call them on Monday, and I will update y'all as soon as I know what's going on. And if any of y'all know what the reason that it calls to lock my radio and won't let me do anything, comment on the bottom, let me know, and hopefully something happens to where it works. Like, subscribe. Hope to see you on my next video.